Now to an old case getting new attention. It involves the murder of a Broward Sheriff's deputy. Deputy Todd Fatta was killed during a raid in 2004. Today, his employer, the Sheriff's Office, admitted wrongdoing in his death. CBS 4's Carrie Codd joins us from BSO headquarters. And Carrie, the department and Fatta's family have settled the lawsuit.
They have indeed, Antonio. The settlement means money for the Fatta family as well as changes to the Broward Sheriff's Office SWAT team. The Fatta family says they waited a long time to hear BSO accept responsibility. Todd Fatta's mother, Josephine, shed many tears since her son died in the line of duty. But Thursday, her tears came from knowing the truth about the decisions that led to her son's murder.
I'm glad it's over with. It's going to be left behind us, you know. But we miss Todd, you know, every day. It's not going to... The money's not going to bring him back.
Kenneth Wilkes shot and killed Todd Fatta when Broward Sheriff's deputies tried to raid Wilkes' home in 2004. The issue has always been simple. Why didn't BSO send the SWAT team since they knew Wilkes was dangerous? The Fatta family sued after Todd's death, and in court Thursday, just days before the trial would begin, BSO admitted they were wrong.
I don't need a trial to tell me that we made mistakes.
Sheriff Al Lamberti apologized to the Fatta family.
Did we take every precaution? No. Did we do everything possible to minimize the risks? No.
Lamberti says he still doesn't know why the SWAT team was not used. Ken Jenney was sheriff at the time of the raid. He recently admitted in a deposition that Fatta might be alive today if BSO had followed policies in using the SWAT team. The Fatta family will now receive at least $200,000. They will ask the state legislature for $1.8 million more, but they are most pleased about improvements to the SWAT team and the fact they finally know the truth.
The right thing to do is to take care of this so the family has closure, that as difficult as it may be, they can at least try to move on with their lives, and that we can have healing in the Broward Sheriff's Office.
Now, Sheriff Lamberti says his agency will undertake a review to find out once and for all why the SWAT team wasn't used in this raid. As for changes to the SWAT team, they can expect more manpower, more training, and a requirement that paramedics be on all SWAT calls. One other change, the SWAT policy here at BSO will be renamed in the honor of Todd Fatta. Live at the Broward Sheriff's Office, Carrie Codd, CBS 4 News.
A South Florida family grieving the loss of their loved one, winning a legal fight today, 4 years after their son, a BSO deputy, was killed in the line of duty. Deputy Todd Fatta gunned down by a suspect while serving a search warrant.
Today, some closure for his family. Renee Marsh live at BSO headquarters with their reaction. Renee?
Belkis, Craig, you can call this a victory for this family. While they won't get their son back, what they do get today are some answers as to what went wrong, and a settlement from BSO worth $200,000.
Yes, we miss our son very much. It took 4 years for this to come to an end.
Adorned with a button in her son's memory, Josephine and Joseph Fatta learned in court Thursday the Broward County Sheriff's Office will pay $200,000 for their son's 1994 death.
He will always be remembered and never forgotten. That's for sure.
Are you satisfied with the outcome today?
Right, I am.
BSO Deputy Todd Fatta, 33 years old. He was not on the SWAT team and was not trained in serving warrants to dangerous suspects. But in August 1994, he is the first in to raid a Fort Lauderdale home when Kenneth Wilkes, an armed man inside who police say threatened to kill police before, fired the fatal shot.
Did we take every precaution we could have that day? No. Did we do everything possible to minimize the risks like I talked about with training and equipment and tactics? No. I don't need a trial to tell me that we made mistakes.
Sheriff Al Lamberti agreeing to settle the case outside court, saying had BSO policy been followed and SWAT dispatched, this grieving mother's youngest child may still be alive.
Is there any amount of money that I would trade for my son? Absolutely not. And I can only imagine the agony that the Fatta family has had to go through. And I just did not want to see them have to go through any more agony.
And we miss Todd very much. He'll always be remembered and never be forgotten.
Now, this family is expecting additional money, $1.8 million to be exact, but that is a longer process that requires them talking to the legislature first. Now, as far as BSO goes, there will be some changes in the policy. They say that they will have more SWAT officers. EMS will be required to go on these calls. And finally, those who are going to serve that warrant, well, they will be the ones to make the decision as to whether or not SWAT is necessary. Reporting live from BSO headquarters, Renee Marsh, 7 News.
With his killer serving life behind bars, the family of a slain BSO deputy turns its attention to the sheriff's office itself, blaming them in part for his murder. Ari Adzer is live in Fort Lauderdale with the results of a stunning settlement.
Well, Jackie, from the day Todd Fatta died serving a search warrant, other officers grumbled privately that had a SWAT team been used that day, Todd Fatta would still be alive now. Well, today here at Sheriff's headquarters, Sheriff Al Lamberti, who was not in charge back then, that was the Ken Jenney administration, admitted that mistakes were made. It was August, 4 years ago. The deputies were ambushed. Ken Wilk fired as soon as they burst through his door. 33-year-old Todd Fatta died. The rifle round went right through his bulletproof vest.
Yes, we miss our son very much. It took 4 years for this to come to an end.
Fatta's parents sued BSO. Today, the sheriff's office gave up the fight and settled the lawsuit in court. And Sheriff Al Lamberti explained why.
I don't need a trial to tell me that we made mistakes. I don't need to read the depositions, although I have, but after 30 years of being here, I knew just about everybody that was on the scene that day. And I've spoke to them. And they've told me personally that, yeah, we didn't do what we needed to do. We had a policy, which I think was a great policy, and it worked. Why it was not followed, I don't know. I can't answer that.
The sheriff admits now what the previous administration would not, that the SWAT team should have been used to serve the warrant on Wilk, who was known to be armed and had made threats to kill a cop.
You're the first person to stand up and face the family and tell them the truth.
And I can only imagine the agony that the Fatta family has had to go through. And I just did not want to see them have to go through any more agony by sitting in a courtroom listening to this all over again.
And we miss Todd very much. He'll always be remembered and never be forgotten.
Under the settlement, the family gets $2 million, and the sheriff's office says it has made substantial improvements to its SWAT team call-out policy. In fact, that policy is now named in Todd Fatta's honor. At the sheriff's office headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Ari Adzer, NBC6.
The family of murdered Broward Sheriff's Deputy Todd Fatta has reached a $2 million settlement over his death. BSO has agreed to pay $200,000 to Fatta's family. An additional $1.8 million claims bill may go before the state legislature. Deputy Fatta was shot and killed by Kenneth Wilk, a child porn suspect, as he was serving a search warrant at Wilkes' home in 2004.